Hello BIO100, welcome to our Week 8 module, and in this module we are focusing on reading the scientific literature. So last week we focused on writing a results section, which includes the results narrative, the figures, figure captions, and this week we're going to focus more on reading the paper as a whole. And one of the things we're going to focus on is giving you some strategies and tips for where to find the important pieces of information in a paper so you can get the main idea of the paper from skimming it relatively quickly and knowing exactly where to look for those key pieces of information. So that's a really useful skill to have for many different applications, but oftentimes when you're researching, looking for papers, it's important for you to be able to know relatively quickly whether that paper you found is one that's actually relevant to whatever your purpose is. So we'll give you some tips for figuring out how to quickly identify the main points of a scientific paper and where to look. And then we're going to focus specifically on one particular part of a scientific paper, which is the abstract. The abstract is that very first part of the paper that gives you a summary of the paper as a whole. So it's really important part of the paper. And so we'll break that down and I'll explain some of the key pieces of information that should be included in the abstract. And then what we'll do this week is we're going to give you a scientific paper that has the abstract removed. And then based on all of those skills you've learned throughout the rest of the module, knowing where to find the key pieces of information, etc., what we're going to have you do is write the missing abstract for that paper based on the information and content that's in the paper itself. So we're basically having you work backwards from giving you the rest of the paper, asking you to fill in what should be there for the abstract. And then we'll have you turn in those drafts and do peer reviews like we did last time. So I know for some people, reading scientific literature is intimidating because there are maybe some words that you don't know, or just having this relatively dense scientific paper in front of you can be intimidating to read. So I recognize that, but the whole goal of this module is to help make you more comfortable doing that. So we'll give you some concrete tips and strategies that'll make it easier for you. So hopefully by the time you finish this module, you'll be more comfortable and confident reading scientific papers. The more you do it, the easier it will get. Also, one quick note, if you're reading papers and there's scientific jargon that you don't understand, that's totally okay. Just look it up. I read papers all the time that there are words in there that I don't know, even now, and I just look them up. So don't let that part intimidate you or think that you shouldn't be reading this paper. It's totally normal. Just think of it as an opportunity for you to learn some new vocabulary, learn new things, and look that up, and then continue reading the rest of the paper. So as always, if you have questions, let me or Maddie know. You can email, post on the discussion board, and we will help you out however we can.